Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Metamystic Tarot. My name is Saint I, and I am the Metamystic. So, I've got something for you today. If you're new to my channel, not only do I read the cards, but I also receive channeled messages, visions, dreams, and have for many years. I started out in the church, and I relate to this. High Priestess. I won't go into my long spiel today. Let's let the light in. But I started out in the church, and needless to say, they don't necessarily like what we're practicing here today. So that's one of many reasons why I, had to reassess some things. So the reason I'm going there is because of the message that I have to share with you today. Sometimes it's time to reassess. If you're being treated a certain way and you're not being acknowledged and you feel invisible, that's what we're going to talk about today from the channeled message, then we need to look at that. Because this is what I saw for you guys. This is what I saw, Scorpio. Let me grab my laptop here so I can get a closer look. My eye can't see as good as it used to. So this is what I saw, Scorpio. I saw a little kid, right? That's the energy here. A little kid raising up their arms, reaching up to their mommy, and just being like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," like to pick them up. And I don't understand why I was seeing this. I'm just going to share it. But the mother was completely ignoring the child. And the child wasn't even crying. It's not like the child was being bad. The child was just raising their arms up. Scorpio was just raising their arms up. And it was like the mother couldn't even see Scorpio. And all I heard Scorpio say was, "I'm invisible. I'm invisible." And it was this unquenchable sadness. I'm not going to take that 3 of Cups. It was an unquenchable sadness. Oh, you know what? When I said I'm not going to take that 3 of Cups, you know what I heard after that? Because the 3 of Cups can be like over drinking. I'm just going to say it just for somebody. It was like, when I saw that 3 of Cups, it was like I heard Scorpio say, "Not this time. I'm not going to go to the bottle this time." 8 of Swords. It's like this feeling of reaching out for your mother. And it doesn't actually have to be a mother. A lot of the time I receive visions and channeled messages that are like allegories. It's like reaching out for a mother or a mother figure or something that represents a nurturing presence in your life. And not only are you denied, you're like completely ignored, neglected. When I received that, 5 of Pentacles, that's how it feels. Feeling like, and the 3 of Cups on the bottom again. It's like, it makes you, I'm just going to say it, it makes you want to drink. It makes you want to drink because you feel such a sadness and such a neglect. I just keep hearing the word neglect. And the sweet thing about it is that it was like this kid that I was seeing was such a like lovable kid, Scorpio, which is representing you right now. It was like this energy of just this like high vibe, happy kid, happy no matter what. And so the kid was like, "Oh, well, since I am invisible, I'm gonna look at it like I have a superpower. I'm invisible." And I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. It's like the divine I'm hearing was helping you see the dark situation like better than it was because you were stuck in it for a time. And I believe what is being shown today is now you're about to be guided out of something where you felt invisible. You felt invisible. You felt neglected. Death. The end to this. The end to this. That's just, I don't want to say unrequited love, the Chariot, because it's kind of funny to say if it's a mother and a child. Usually unrequited love has to do with, romance. But in this case, it's like the child didn't do anything wrong. And that's why I was so puzzled by it. I was like, well, this adorable, awesome kid full of life, why is this mother? Because I saw the mother just in the kitchen and literally, I'm just going to say it. It seemed like she had mental illness where it was like she couldn't take care of the child, is how I was seeing it. And the kid was just so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It was heartbreaking. And so if you feel like that, Scorpio, I'm really sorry. And we're going to talk about that today. 8 of Wands with the Magician at the bottom of the deck and the 8 of Cups. So there we have the Chariot, we have the 8 of Cups. So we have Chariot, Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, to confirm it. It's like in the spiritual, in the 5D and the 3D, you're being led out of this situation in a fast way because you have been left alone, neglected. I remember, I don't know what show I was watching. Let's clarify these. Let's clarify 5 of Pentacles. I forgot. It was one of those crime shows, and it was the mother left the child without food for days. And it was just such a terrible story. And that's what this reminds me of, Scorpio. And I'm just what the hell? What the hell? It's child services. Where's child services? That's what I want to say. That's why I feel like I'm here today to shine light on this. Because you could be 37 years old watching this. This doesn't have to be, this is, take what I'm sharing from, the channel messages and visions and dreams that I receive and apply it to where it fits for you. Because this could just be in an allegory, an example of how you've felt maybe in other kinds of relationships too. It doesn't have to be a mother-child. It can just be how you feel in the world. You're neglected by those around you, neglected in the workplace, it's I'm invisible. It's just, I just keep hearing that. It's I'm invisible. And these 2 people on the 5 of Pentacles, it's they're homeless. 5 of Pentacles for Scorpio, please. 5 of Pentacles for Scorpio. Yeah. And I always love to look at this stained glass window on the 5 of Pentacles because that's the hope. It's that's the hope. And here's the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. That's the truth. There is hope here. There is healing available from this kind of situation. But this is not really, King of Cups, which is a very balanced, loving king. It's this is, how do I say this? This is one of those situations where it's not, I feel you don't want it to be looked at as a sob story. So I'm trying not to be oh, poor Scorpio, you went through all that. I feel the Scorpio I'm talking to is the type of Scorpio that's I've been through some dark shit. I've been through some really hard things. 8 of Wands for Scorpio. And I just want to be King of Cups, balanced emotionally. Like, I'm not looking for a big charade here, a big show. Like, I don't need people to feel sorry for me. 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I don't want, like, people to look at me that way, like I'm some sort of, like, neglected victim. Because I'm hearing Scorpio say, hey, you know what? I've been through a lot, and I've come out the other side, and I've been able to make something of myself, but that doesn't mean it didn't still hurt. That doesn't mean that I didn't pull myself up by my bootstraps and continue to love people and continue to move forward in my life, even though I felt this way. I felt like I was walking with a limp, I'm hearing. Like I was, like I had some sort of thing that was holding me back, and it's like you don't want to be looked at this way. So 8 of Wands, and you've tried really hard to, like, have this other kind of public persona, even though you have a lot of, like, heartbreak, I'm hearing. And it's like you come off very strong, but on the inside you've had this sense of, like, neglect, and you're rowing away with the 6 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You're, and with the Chariot, and it looks like you're moving away fast with this 8 of Wands. And I just want to help the world at the bottom of the deck, help vocalize the true end, and the, like, let my words be the bridge that you walk across to the other side of life. Because 3 of Swords, and I'm seeing this 3 of Cups again, but this time I'm not seeing it as over drinking or alcoholism. I'm seeing it actually as celebrating the new cycle. Like, I just hear this quietness about your heart that you're like, you know what? I'm ready to kind of leave this energy behind that I have felt neglected. Like, I'm ready to be, like, in the spotlight, I'm hearing, and not even in a cocky way, just kind of like you've held yourself back in certain areas because you kind of just felt like you had to walk with a cane, I'm hearing. 6 of Swords. So you are moving away fast because you had some sort of, like, revelation. You had some sort of I don't know if you went to therapy or if you have, like, a good friend that, like, helped you work through some of this stuff from your childhood or from past situations. We have the Hanged Man here. So it's like, the enlightenment came to leave, to move forward and leave, it's like I'm hearing, like, oh, well, my mom passed away years ago, like the woman who neglected me, or, that girlfriend who treated me like that, like, she was gone years ago. Like, I'm good, I'm fine, like, it doesn't bother me, but it did bother you, and it did make you feel this way, and it did make you have this complex, in a sense, of, like, you feel like no matter what you do, you're always going to end up back here again because that's where you've been. And so I believe this reading today is, like, just yet another confirmation to you. And here's, like, another celebratory card on the bottom of the deck with the 4 of Wands. It's kind of just, like, another confirmation, because I feel like you have, like, a close friend or, a therapist or somebody who's helping you work through this stuff that's given you this Hanged Man type of life enlightenment to see things from a different perspective, that you were never the issue here. And I believe it's like your emotions are going to start coming into balance now because you are, like, you're leaving all of this. It's like I just want to put that together, and I want to just get rid of it. let's just, it's like you don't even want to, like, you just want to be happy. I'm hearing, like, I'm just ready to be happy now. I just want my emotions to be balanced. I want to have true joy in my life, true friendships. It's like that Five of Pentacles. It's a cold feeling card. Every time I look at this, I feel like that cold winter wind is blowing like through the fabric of my clothes, and my ears hurt, and everything just feels like I'm tired, and everything hurts, and I just want to go home. It's kind of like one of those things. But home for you wasn't ever, even as an adult, I'm hearing it wasn't ever it. And I feel like the reason why it wasn't ever it is because you had to come to certain like conclusions. We had the Hangman, enlightenment in your understanding of your own situation, instead of just being like, maybe I am kind of invisible. It's like, no, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't you. It wasn't, the people around you, they couldn't even take care of themselves. So I'm really, really, really happy and excited for you, Scorpio, that it seems like you're taking these healthy mental steps forward, as well as like making changes in your life just to make yourself like happier. I think last week we were talking about making like little changes. Watch your reading from last week. It was about simple things like just going to the gym, little things that just make you feel good. And this is like in a similar vein. It's like, it might not seem like you're making all these huge, profound changes in your life, but the mentality is totally different. And when our mind changes, everything else in our lives changes as well. And I feel like you're kind of just facing the darkness of the depth. I mean, you're a Scorpio. It's like that darkness for you, it's almost kind of like home in a sense. And just because you're able to live that way, like not everybody can handle that sort of intensity. I feel like you felt like you could handle it, and you were able to kind of just accept it for what it was. But that doesn't mean that you had to stay that way for the rest of your life. And I feel like that's what this reading is about. It's about the Chariot moving away fast from this Five of Pentacles cold energy, where it just made you feel like you didn't have a home, and that your home was just like out in the winter, out in the cold, and you were just kind of okay with that, because you just made the best out of it, like I saw in the vision, just that happy kid, just full of life, just like, yes, you felt invisible, but you're like, oh, I'm going to look at it this way. I'm going to look at it like I have superpowers, like I have an invisibility cloak. And that is just the sweetest way to look at things. And that's why I believe, things come to a head in life. Like it finally just appears as it is, so that we can have the ability to move forward into true happiness, going down to the root and kind of plucking out the things that weren't true, the lies that we believed. And it's going to start, it's like what I'm seeing is now the ground of your heart is more like fertile. So before it was like things weren't able to grow as easily. It's kind of like that rose through the concrete, like Tupac talked about. Now it's like it's not like it has to happen that way. Now the ground of your heart is very fertile, and so now every seed you plant is just going to grow, not because you had to change, but just simply because you looked at things differently, the Hanged Man from a different perspective, and that allowed just for your life to be better, just for you, like for your own happiness, for your own mind. And I think this is a beautiful reading. So we're going to continue to look more deeply at this over on the extended. You can look on my Patreon at the top of the description and click on over there. It's $11 a month. Come join us over there. I'd love to have you, Scorpio. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.